Welcome back. You're listening to the Govna. Like, share, comment, subscribe as I bring you all the up-to-date information on this great reset we're currently living in. Today, we'll be looking to CBC to honestly and objectively cover the new Lambda variant. That was sarcasm. We can't depend on the billion-dollar government-funded, state-run Canadian media juggernaut to report on anything without seeing sloppy, blackface makeup smears and fingerprints all over each story. The opening scene of the story is of an ICU ward in a hospital in the country's capital, Santiago, Chile. When I tried filming a similar story to show the supposed overload of our local hospital, I was stopped and questioned by security. The security guards told me I needed special permission to film as it is a violation of privacy. I thought to myself, fair enough. If I had a relative dying in hospital, I wouldn't want them being filmed either. But then I saw a sign that explicitly says no filming, and I connected the dots. I never saw that before COVID. This isn't about privacy, it's about controlling the narrative. Can't have guys like me gallivanting around hospitals telling the truth now, can we? Here's how that interaction went.
Hey, how's it going?
Good, yourself?
Good.
How can I help you here?
Oh, I'm just doing some investigative journalism. I'm with Independent.
So you wanna, like, who you guys seeing today here?
Who am I seeing?
Yeah.
Nobody in particular. Just walking through a publicly funded building.
I can't understand what you would like mean.
Oh, I'm just here to see what's going on in the hospital, because there's reports of this being totally full, and just wanted to come check it out.
Okay. Not sure. You're like filming something.
Yeah.
So you have a permission from the communications department?
Permission from the communications department?
Yeah.
No, I don't.
So you have to get that first.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So I'll just call a number and see what I can do.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
Okay. But otherwise, I can't just walk in.
No.
Why not?
Because of the COVID thing.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
I work here.
Always wash your hands. So because of the COVID, even the activities are not open for public.
That's convenient. So a guy with the press can't just come in. Oh, I see no filming allowed. That's
Yeah.
super weird. That's super weird. Okay. You know what? If you don't mind, I'm just gonna get a shot of that, and then I'll call the communications guy and
I'm sorry.
sort it all
I
out.
can't let you.
All right, well, I'll just zoom in on it. And
No, man.
yeah, totally. See that sign, it says no filming. That's weird.
Did you want
But anyway,
to-
I'll go. I'll get out of here. I'll go call the communications people, and I'll get this sorted out.
That guy who wants to film the hospital. He'll come and help.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks, man.
Yeah, he's here at main entrance with me. Hi there.
Hi.
You have an appointment
Yes.
today, sir?
Yes.
I'll just wash your hands. And I'm gonna give you a new mask here. Are you filming right now?
Yeah.
So you can film.
Yeah, I can.
Don't.
It's a public building. I can film whatever I want.
It's a private property.
It's really not. It's funded by taxpayers.
Hey,
How's it going?
not bad. So you can't be filming.
Why not?
Hospital policy, due to patient confidentiality, it's against the hospital, what is it, Confidentiality Act?
True international average of pressure.
Plus you're in violation of the Trespass to Property Act as well.
Okay, just one question. So what about normal press? I've seen other stories being filmed. How did that work?
Blur everything out.
If you'd like, we can get you in contact with the person if you want to follow up with that.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. I want to play by the rules. I don't want to screw around, right? So.
Okay. So if you just wait out here, I can get you the phone number if you'd like, and then you can set it up if you want to go that route.
Okay, that'd be great.
Are you filming right now?
I am.
Could you turn that off for now? Just until we get you permission?
Fine. But I can film. This is public property.
If you want to step on the sidewalk, yeah.
Yeah,
absolutely.
sure. Absolutely. We got some Gestapo stuff going on here. There's no filming allowed in the hospital. There's signs everywhere saying I can't do it. This has never been an issue.
Want to ask why you're filming?
Yeah, I got a YouTube channel. I'm just doing some investigative stuff because I read on the 570 News today that you guys are super overwhelmed with ICU stuff. And then I saw a bunch of people in the comments that said they knew nurses that work here, and they said it's not. So I'm just trying to figure out what's true, right?
Yeah.
That's all.
So filming off property, that's one thing. Coming on property and filming, that's against hospital policy. And then under the Trespass to Property Act, that what gives us authority to kind of enforce that.
Okay.
Patient confidentiality, that's another thing my partner talked about. So anything, that's a privacy manager. So any questions you have regarding filming and stuff like that, you can direct towards her, but at this time you can't film the patients on the property.
Okay. Well, awesome, good information to know, and I'll try to come back anyway. We'll see how far this goes, but don't you guys find it a little weird that this is a publicly funded building and I can't film in it?
Again, any questions I direct towards her, we just know what we know, and
it's to get people the fuck out, eh?
It's to protect the privacy of...
Yeah, I don't want to violate anyone's privacy. If I were to go shoot anything, I would definitely blur everything out, but you don't know that, right? So,
exactly.
you know, that's fine. So yeah, no, I'll follow it up with the proper channel.
Thanks.
All right, thanks, guys.
I called the communications directors at both my local hospitals and left voicemails. And by no coincidence whatsoever, haven't heard back in 3 days from either of them. Getting back to the CBC story, here's the opening clip of that hospital with people in the ICU unit.
Has swamped South America, which has suffered a quarter of the world's deaths, even though it's less than 10% of the planet's population. Most Peruvians are unvaccinated, allowing the Lambda variant to spread and take over as the dominant strain in just a few months.
That is a early but strong suggestion that this is a more transmissible variant. Otherwise, there is no real way to explain it. And not just because I'm saying this, but because we've seen this pattern before.
We've seen it in the Delta variant, which is expected to become dominant in Canada. So far, Lambda's case count here isn't quite known.
We know of 11, but there could be further ones in the provinces that are just being gathered at this moment. And we don't know the full impact.
Scientists do know mutations to the spike protein give variants like Lambda a tactical advantage in attacking our immune systems. But variants also compete with each other for dominance.
So that's why we have this period of uncertainty when we start picking up new variants. Ultimately, it depends on what happens in the population. So it's really difficult to predict.
The CBC doesn't even blur these people's faces out. Another tell that the Canadian way is not to protect privacy, it's to control the narrative. Apparently the Lambda variant has been around for over a year. The WHO has only named it a variant of concern in South America since June 14th, 2021. Now it has reached Canada. I guess those 3-day hotel quarantines are not at all effective. Makes a guy think, maybe all these lockdowns are all for naught, especially considering how there has still been massive spread according to massive testing of which tests we know to produce false positives when testing fruits like guava and strawberries, with quarantines and lockdowns in place. These measures, along with social distancing and masking, are obviously doing nothing. The shots don't seem to be that effective either, as people are either having adverse reactions or straight up dying after being fully shot up. To see some more state-run lies, let's get back to the clip.
So it's pretty clear, even when you think the pandemic is waning, you can't ever let your guard down completely, right? So let's try to understand this a little bit better with infectious diseases specialist Dr. Alex Wong. So Dr. Wong, first question, is Lambda fundamentally different from anything we've seen? Like if we assume the worst, that it's here, it is spreading, should we be taking different precautions?
You know, I think a lot of the attention around Lambda is just the fact that it's something new. And, you know, so the WHO sort of mentioned this earlier this week. It's not fundamentally different, we don't think, than Delta. We don't believe or have any reason to believe that it's any worse or, you know, more transmissible or more deadly than Delta.
Wow, the Delta variant still isn't the dominant variant in Canada? I'm sure by the time the government sees a fourth wave on the horizon, it will be. You might also want to note that the CBC reports the Lambda variant as a more aggressive and transmissible variant. This article in my local paper, along with the internet, seems to disagree. Here's some proof. So it's only a matter of time before more resistant variants appear. Wow, that's some straight up prophecy right there. Let's see what Big Pharma wants to do about it.
Pfizer giving an update on its strategy around potential booster shots that might be needed against COVID-19. They are saying that while it looks promising just to give a third potential booster of their original vaccine in terms of boosting the antibody levels, out of precaution, they are developing a Delta-targeted potential booster shot that they anticipate beginning clinical trials of in August if they get the FDA's go-ahead. They don't know that this will be needed, but they are developing it just in case. Now, they are also saying that what they've seen from real-world evidence, including from Israel, makes them more convinced that they think we're going to need boosters within 6 to 12 months after full vaccination. They say, based on the data they've seen, quote, while protection against severe disease remained high across the full 6 months, the observed decline in efficacy against symptomatic disease over time and the continued emergence of variants are key factors driving our belief that a booster dose will likely be necessary to maintain highest levels of protection. Say they do start to see a bit of a waning in the protection from the vaccine after 6 months, and that's why they think booster shots will be needed. Of course, it's good for their business, too, if they do.
Boom! Pfizer to the motherfucking rescue. Before news even broke in Canada about the Lambda variant, they already thought up a brand new booster shot to take care of the problem. What an amazing and innovative company. Not only did they develop a vaccine in record-shattering time, they came up with a solution for any new variant that may hit the market, again, with less than a year of being asked to do so, by coming up with the first booster shot. Congratulations, Pfizer. I can already see your stock climbing. So after only 6 months, based on data from Israel, Pfizer is now saying that the vaccine needs a variant-specific booster. I follow a guy named Dave Cullen, known under the alias of Computing Forever on BitChute. He used to have a YouTube channel. Obviously, that's long gone. He has reported on many things that continue to be proven right. His prediction for the vaccines and subsequent booster shots are now proving themselves to be right as well. His predictions are that every year, the vaccinated will need to provide digital proof of their boosters via QR codes linked to their phone's Health Pass system. Now, this Health Pass doesn't exist quite yet in Canada. It does exist in places like Denmark and parts of Europe, so we'll see. I mean, I can pretty much guarantee it's coming to Canada. If it's already in other places, it's coming here eventually. Even in that CNBC clip, you could hear her note that this will be very good for Pfizer's bottom line. Not only does Big Pharma get to profit massively under this scheme, the powers that be can turn off your social viability through your Health Pass app if you choose not to get boosted every year. Just like the first round of vaccines, you won't be able to work, socialize, or travel unless you're vaccinated. That is, unless you still want to live with the restrictions of wearing a mask and social distancing. It's 100% absurd, and it takes an absolute shit on the collective free world's rights and freedoms. You can see why the censorship machine is in full swing. They can't have this information getting out. This can stand no longer. Are you not mad yet? Before we know it, whoever doesn't die from the shots will be forced into the gulags. I mean, what's it gonna take? All the other propaganda they throw at us day after day to divide and conquer us? Maskers versus anti-maskers. Colored versus white. The 100,000 genders we disagree that exist. Gun control. Communism versus capitalism. The wage gap. These are all just vehicles to divide and conquer. Any critically thinking person can debunk every single argument put forth by the left. Unfortunately, society has been bred not to think for themselves. Society has been bred to accept only information that is spoon-fed to them by authoritative sources. We are not taught to look any deeper than face value, and it's killing the free world as we know it. That's all I have for you today. Like, share, comment, subscribe so I can keep growing my channel and bringing you new content every day. Thank you for listening. Have a great night.